What's up, guys? This is Death Merchant 37, bringing you my first Empire Total War Let's Play. Like I said, I wanted to thank everybody for checking it out. If you end up liking what you see, feel free to like, subscribe, comment. I definitely enjoy any of those three. For this playthrough, we're going to be doing the vanilla version only, unfortunately. Right now, I cannot get Darth Mod to work on my machine. I've just recently switched from Windows to Linux, and on Ubuntu, I haven't been able to access the Steam directory, which is where I need to move all the Darth Mod files. That way they'll work properly. So until such time as I figure out how to do that, we'll be doing the vanilla version only. I do, however, have a lot of the DLC, so I think I've got the elite units of the East, the West, and the Special Forces. So some of the special units that Darth Mod just makes more available will already be in here. This particular playthrough is going to be with the Ottoman Empire. For kind of excitement reasons, I've gone ahead and played through I think the first like 38 turns or so. That way you don't have to sit and watch me just like build a farm and then build another building and build schools and then watch the computer do that. I would rather go on ahead and get right into the action if possible. Also, I don't know if any of you watched the other kind of introductory video that I put up, because I had another one up earlier, and what happened was it was like really choppy because I have been working with some open source screen recording software, because pretty much everything you download from the Ubuntu Software Center is our open source tools. What I've been able to do thus far with the screen recorder has turned out pretty good, but the video was really choppy, and the thing that bothered me was I had done a lot of adjusting to the videos, or to that video that I shot, and then when I watched it after it was uploaded, I was like, man, this video is really not all that great. So then of course I checked my graphics settings on my computer, and lo and behold, Ubuntu comes with these open source drivers for the NVIDIA graphics card in my computer. So after about a day of research, I actually went on ahead and found the correct drivers that I'm supposed to have, and so my graphics settings, which as you saw a little bit earlier, are all pretty high. The video actually should run the way it's supposed to. I also turned on the overclocking setting on my processor, so that way as to maximize my computer's performance while it's playing this game. Anyway, let me kind of give you a recap of some stuff that's been going on. So let's start over here, because this is I think my fourth time going through this, and like different stuff happens every time. I think this particular playthrough has been pretty balanced in terms of the computer's moves. Right now, as you can see in Central Europe, Prussia is still around, which is good. In a couple playthroughs, they either expanded and took over everything, or they were like crushed in the first like 10-15 turns. Looks like here that they still have their original provinces. They've kind of moved on Austria. Austria, of course, is a troublemaker. They are surrounded by countries that don't like them and go to war with everyone. So they've definitely lost some territory to the Polish and the Prussians who are over here. Sweden is actually doing pretty well. The Swedes have, of course, conquered Norway, and they've invaded into Moscow, so they're fighting with Russia right now. It looks like some of the little German provinces are still here. The United Provinces is still here, so the Dutch are still in the game. I'm kind of waiting to see whether or not Spain or France takes them out. That way, their overseas colonies in America and India will be up for grabs later. France is still here. Actually, in one of the playthroughs that I did earlier, just kind of as a free play, Austria ended up invading. I think I gave them a couple of pieces of technology really early as a way of getting a trade agreement and making peace, and they ended up running over all of Central Europe and invading into France and actually conquering France. That was really interesting. Actually, Spain had been moving into North Africa for a little while, but the Barbary states, which are my little protectorate, have kind of won all that territory back, which is pretty impressive. As for me, I've got all of my normal provinces. most of what I've been doing in the kind of pre-production of this video was just economic development. Kind of when you play as the Ottoman Empire, one of the tough things about these kind of playthroughs is how behind you start. Your national leader really sucks. Like I cannot wait till he dies. With other factions, I've played pretty much almost every faction, and with other ones, like if you play France, for instance, you want Louis the 14th to stick around as long as possible. Um, that way, Louis the 15th can be old enough to take the throne, and because there's no guarantee that even he'll be good, but usually you want your initial leader to stick around for as long as possible. This guy really is garbage. I mean, he gives you a -10 to diplomatic relations, and he hurts your national prestige. He complicates trade agreements. He complicates. I mean, people go to war with you that much easier. He's really sucky, and I can't wait till he dies. In terms of taxes, I noticed in a lot of other YouTube Let's Plays that I've watched for Empire Total War that guys really struggle having the funds to support large armies and big campaigns. The way I do that mostly is through fostering a lot of trade agreements, but keeping lower class tax rates really low. That helps my provinces grow that much faster. And as you can see here, about half of the empire is actually tax-free right now, though that's about to change here in a second. Um, if you do play as the Ottoman Empire, you want to shake up the ministry as early as possible, because your ministers also suck. Right now, I've got a good group of cabinet ministers in there, and they give you lots of bonuses. My army and my naval ministers, especially, are very good. If you want to read their effects, I'll just kind of blip over them pretty quickly. Feel free to pause the video if you actually want to see them. And of course, the sea trade is the big thing in Empire Total War. I'm pretty much trading with everyone possible, um, just as a way to support and boost the economy. Because that's really what you need. Like if you're gonna try to take over the world, which is kind of the point, you would want a robust economy to do that with, because you've got to be able to afford hiring not only a lot of troops but good quality troops. And you've also got to be able to afford to replace them, and you need navies, and so that's why I've really taken a lot of time to just build up the economy to the point where I feel comfortable actually engaging the computer. Right now I've got 5 schools. They're all traditional universities currently. As you can see, I've moved through a good bit of the technology tree in all 3 categories. And these are in my industrial and agriculture technologies. I actually need to change one of these guys over to the textile industry. Do that now. And then of course I have 1 school studying philosophies. You look at my diplomatic relations panel. Okay, so as you can see, most countries are actually friendly with me. Trade agreements help that a lot. A lot of these little smaller places, like Venice, for instance, and Georgia, which is here, yeah, we're gonna try to knock those guys out pretty quickly now that I can recruit halfway decent soldiers. The Venetians are always a problem. I'm gonna get rid of them pretty shortly here. But yeah, that's what my diplomatic relations looks like. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of trade partners. It really helps. That was my phone. And pretty much this is where I'm at. Let me see. In the year 1719. Check out the army of Greece. I do name the units. If you guys have any suggestions, want to see a particular name, I will consider most of them, except for, really obscene ones. Unfortunately, can't put those up there. But yeah, I would definitely consider unit names. I think I have already named all of these guys. I kind of named them after things that were Greek because they are in fact the army of Athens. But yeah, these guys are Aegean foot guards, and of course I have my Athenian grenadiers, Athenian howitzers, Circassian field artillery, and I have Spartan Mamluks and Thracian Mamluks. So that's kind of how I name those guys. Definitely, I don't mind doing themes. If you have a particular theme that you'd like to see names named after, I'm open to those ideas as well. Just leave a comment, and I would definitely take care of that for you. Let me see. Is there anything else I kind of want to do beforehand? Oh yeah, I need to end the tax exemption that these provinces have because I need money. Yeah, these smaller provinces here, like anyone that doesn't have a major city, starting out anyway, I make them tax exempt for a really long time. It helps them grow faster. Um, Fortunately, because I'm recruiting so many units, I need them to start paying up. I'm just going to lower their public order scores, but we'll send in the military to deal with that when it happens. Go ahead and get the Armenians money. As you saw earlier in this pane, I was at right around 6,800. Now I'm back up to 95. I shoot for, in kind of in the early game, you know, grossing about 10,000 gold per turn. Later on, in later videos, you'll see that number get much bigger. I mean, I've had really big treasury reserve balances in certain playthroughs. Last thing before we get started, so this is kind of my stratagem for this particular playthrough. So first we're going to deal with these Venetians here, because we got to take them out. They're just a pain in the neck, and we got to get rid of them. And then kind of on the western front, I would definitely like to push into kind of more into Central Europe, grab some of this Austrian territory here. In the east, the Persians are still around. What I'm trying to do, though, is get to those guys before the Maratha Confederacy does, because it usually ends up happening. Let me scoot over here. Yeah, so the Mughal Empire is done. And the Marathas, because they control an entire theater to themselves, basically, they end up just running all over Eastern Europe. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to grab some Persian territory before they get to it all. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to knock out Georgia here. I'll probably send an army from Baghdad to do that. But I don't really feel like going up against Russia unless it's absolutely necessary. Because I don't want to get too bogged down in the European theater. I would like to move over to India and America at some point. Speaking of which, let's move my trade fleet. Well, you know, let's do this the easy way. Send those guys to the East Indies. Yeah, the East Indies are usually an easier spot to try to deal with. Just because in East Africa, where hang on, there we go. In East Africa, there's a much stronger pirate fleet there, and until I have the resources to go over and destroy the pirates, yeah, there's no reason to go bother them if I don't have to. Besides, I just spent a lot of money building that navy. I'd rather not completely lose it. Alright, so I think in this first video, we're going to send the army of Greece over to deal with Patras. However, I am going to need to formally declare war. Or I guess I don't have to, but I'm gonna. Because Venice has allies. Ooh, they are allied with France now. I'd rather not get on the bad side of the French, though. Well, what we'll probably end up doing is we'll just see what happens. Because the Italian states, I don't mind. I'd actually like to have a reason to invade Italy. Okay, so France didn't join them. Awesome. Alright, so where's Spain? We're going to make peace with them, because I don't really have a reason to fight Spain at the moment. I don't have any territory that I actually want. This will give them some basic technology. They usually are cool with that. Oh, okay, that's fine. You want to pay me and you want peace? No problem. Word. Alright, cool. So, let's grab the army of Athens and move them out. Alright, so Save right here. Alright, and we're gonna play this one out. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, feel free to rate, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, por favor. That way, and definitely if you want to see more series with different factions, other factions, definitely feel free to, like I said, leave a comment and tell me what you'd like to see. I said I'm planning on doing a full playthrough of for this Ottoman campaign. A lot of the Empire Total War videos that I've seen, there aren't too many Turkish campaigns, and I actually really like playing with the Ottoman Empire, so I'm gonna hook that up for you guys. If you want to see a different one, definitely let me know. Alrighty, so I have played this enough times to know that what I want to do is get up here, because I would like to put my artillery up on a nice perch. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to deploy most of the army over here, actually. And that's what I'm thinking. Infantry, we can really just kind of move. Okay, so those are the regular Janissaries. Grab the musketeers. Grenadiers. Even though all of this is going to change very quickly. Of the formation. I can actually unit group them, because it's pretty much how they're gonna look. Yeah, I don't have enough military technology yet for special cavalry formations. Eventually, we will have those, because I really like wedge and diamond formations. Oh wait, oh oops, my bad. I didn't move them into position before I unit group them. Alright, let's get cracking. Ooh, looks like the computer anticipated my move. Oh, come now. There we go. Alright, looks like I anticipated what I was gonna do. Sorta. So let's get y'all over there. Quickly now, quickly. Since we don't have fire by rank, remove the second. Is that the Spartan cavalry? No, the Thracian cavalry. Alright, move those guys over there. Where's my general at? Hey, buddy. Move. Got the whole army on the roll here. The artillery is going to be the most important part of this whole scheme. Let's see, what in the world are these guys doing? It looks like, well, I thought they were actually gonna come out, but they might not. Okay, well, it appears that they want to give me more time, so I'm willing to take that. Honestly, if the computer had just come right out probably would have taken me by surprise, and I wouldn't have been able to form up quite as efficiently as I'm going to now. It's kind of interesting. The computer does weird things whenever it's on very hard. I don't know, sometimes when it's outnumbered, it'll decide that, just sitting in the corner and trying to draw my numbers into a place where I can't use such wide formations is a good strategy. Um, it'll do that sometimes. What I want to do now is just take some time and just form my formation, basically. Form my grenadiers behind them. Is 3 units. Run, please. Thanks. You guys hanging out on watching my right. Feel free to keep doing that. Like even right now would be a perfectly good opportunity to just come full force. I'm trying to find which infantry unit did not get used. Okay, these guys. Alright, cool. In that case, general's unit now. All on the move. I'm gonna give my men a moment to catch their breath here. Because they're definitely tired, and they don't fight as well when they're tired. Okay, so I think what the computer is trying to do is move all of its little it has clearly moved all of its troops into that long corner. So what we're gonna do is grab all the artillery and move them closer. Oops. Especially because I have howitzer artillery, it shouldn't be that hard to shoot into the city, to be perfectly honest. And I think, is that a little rise there? It is. Nice. Okay, cool. So, let's plant you two higher on the hill. One, two, three, four, five. Unit group you guys. Oh wait. Sorry. Deselect these two. Select those. What we're gonna do now is make a big push forward. Some of this I'm going to edit through clearly. fun to watch. Alright, group these guys together. And they are going to take an advanced position here, I think. Or maybe even there. Seems appropriate. Okay, yeah, that's that cavalry. It's so easy to get used to saying cavalry, and it's like, no, that's not the same thing. I was like, in fact, from a philosophical point of view, that might be the complete opposite. Alright, have you boys sit right here and wait. And of course our general's unit. I'm gonna sit him somewhere behind the artillery. I kind of forgot where I set him up, to be perfectly honest. Let's just keep him close by. You're just busy watching too. Zoom in, get a shot of the Athenian grenadiers. Marching along, marching along. I really like the Janissary uniforms. Yeah, historically, these guys in the 17th century were the baddest of the bad. And what's cool is that they are treated in this game as elite infantry. So they get a morale bonus from being elites, which is kind of cool. Oh, here they come. Just like we thought they might. Of course, I happen to be on a lower rise of the hill, but that's fine. Alright, boys, you know what to do. Oh, I think... Oh, okay, I see what they're gonna do. They're gonna split their cavalry. That's fine. Counter charge. Units around, like so. Feel free to hurry up. Let's get our artillery together here. Yeah, it sucks that you cannot run them because they are too slow. Alrighty. Nice wide firing line. Move these 3 units forward. I see what they're gonna do. That's pretty smart. Send our general over there to keep them inspired to fight. I have the feeling they're gonna try to march around my columns. I don't know how I feel about that. Alright, boyos. Well, group you and you. Yeah, unnumber. Group you and you. Switch to explosive shot. Unnumber. And prepare to fire at will. Actually, these guys can put their melee mode on. Or not. As I see the onslaught of cavalry approaching. Oh, they're breaking like I thought they might. That's fine. Go to melee mode. Hit them from behind and do it now. What I'll do is I'll slide the grenadier unit over because that's what they're there for. Yeah. Go kill them now, please. Thanks. Thanks, homies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna get real here in a second. Shoot at them. Shoot at them. I can't get a square formation. That's lame. Get rid of them for me if you would. Let's go ahead and break that Firelock Arms citizenry. Move up. We'll zoom in. That way we can see some of the action. That unit is breaking, clearly. Alright, did we save them? We did. Lucky us. Oh nice, they recovered. Oh yeah. That's what we like to see. Turn that whole side of the formation around. Let's just do that and call it a day. Alright, they charge into them. That's fine. Whoops. That was not supposed to happen like that. Surely supposed to go about like this. Let's adjust our aim. Yeah, you're about to be surrounded. It's fine. Slide you two. Oh, ended up not being necessary. That's fine. Alright, go hit that. Let's go hit that infantry over there. You guys. Hey, buddies. Alright, so howitzers need to stop firing. Fire at the edge of your range. Zoom in here. Just gonna get attacked in the rear. Here they come, here they come, here they come. Yeah, that's why they were so effective. Those are pike units. Oh, I didn't realize that. Hey guys. Yeah, attacked in the rear. They did not like that. And they are gone. I'm just chasing. Yeah, that unit is done. Alright. Let's turn around and see. Oh hey. Their unit's still active. Alright, well, let's go handle it. Actually, I don't even need them to do that. I'll just take these four. Form up to encircle them. Let's just make sure they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Where are these units? Oh, that unit took heavy losses, that is for sure. Yeah, feel free to fire anytime you get ready. Anytime, guys, anytime. Alright, let's have them charge out from the side, why not? Yeah, unfortunately I don't have fire by rank either. That would be super useful right about now, I won't lie. Oh, gentlemen, feel free to march any degree faster than you're marching right now. Oh, I see there's a hill there. Oh, that's lame. Alright, let's just make sure they can't get away. That's all we really want to do here. Oh, they are shooting at us. Well then, allow me to retort. Shoot them. Actually, let's go get those cannons, why not? They're right there. Oh, they threw grenades. Nice. Shoot them. Let's see if I can get them actually doing it. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, they're done. Yeah, that's a wrap. No way in the world militiamen are gonna live through that. And I think we're all done here, pretty much. Unit cut off, surrounded. This is done nice at 360 for you. Actually, just trying to see if there were any just straggler units behind me, but I could have easily looked at the map and did that. Oh yeah, that's a wrap. Alright. Heroic victory. Nice. As you can see, I've done this a couple times. Cool. There we go. Chalked up our first win. We've been going for probably about 30 minutes too, so it's probably be the end of this first video. Definitely thanks for watching. Let me see how folks did. So yeah, they deployed 1076. Everyone died. Yeah, we had a little issue with friendly fire. Looks like 81 killed from friendly fire. That's not awesome, but it's better than this number. Yeah, we pretty much killed all but 16 guys. That's impressive. Let's see what we got. Who got the most? Yeah, the musketeers for sure. 150. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, so it looks like we definitely took some losses, but we definitely inflicted a lot of damage. So that unit's gonna have to replenish. I'm not even sure I'm gonna have enough money to do that. 2189. Yeah, I'm actually just short, so if I don't repair this, or if I have something under construction, I can stop to get that money back. I'm actually pretty sure I could just cancel a ship or something. Yeah, there we go. Just to get this, to get the army of Greece back on its feet. And we also captured Patras. Alright, well yeah, that's gonna be, I think that's gonna be it for this first video, that way it's not super long. Like I said, definitely if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, all that.